Be nice in the chat. Be nice in the chat, guys. Be nice in the chat. Gail, welcome to the channel. Delusion level 1 billion. Contradiction level 1 gazillion. But big balls to come on. Big balls to go on that channel last night with 5 people that want him out. Yeah, I'll rate that. What you got to say, bro? Come on. You obviously wanted the link for a reason. Go.
Bro, we just won 6-0. What's with the animosity? What's with the anger? I feel like this, it came out of I honestly, Lee, this is what I have to say to you. I feel like you're always just angry because of obviously everything that's happened in the past. But is your anger really at Arsenal fans, or is it just because you want the manager sacked? What is it? What is the actual problem?
My anger. I'll tell you one thing, right?
That are positive. What's your problem with Arsenal fans that are positive? Because I feel like the only time they come after you,
they're holding the club back. That's the problem.
What?
They're holding the club back. You said we just won 6-0. That's irrelevant because this is what Arsenal fans do. It's always the last result. You went around for the top 6 show. Terry Fluids had to put a link out, in the chat and a tweet out asking people when we won 1 in 7, put a tweet out saying I need an Arsenal fan for the top 6 show. Where did all the Arsenal fans go? Where was Rory? Where was Dowd? Where was you? Because you're all mouthy when
I was on. One second. I was on multiple shows, but I'm not on every show. KJ obviously knows that. And personally, I don't know if you know this, but I have a newborn, so I can't make every show. Congrats. Respectfully. You know what I mean? You're a father. You understand that. So that's number 1. Number 2, I don't hide away from anything. Obviously, I've changed. I do my match reactions on my own channel. If people don't know, I have my own channel. So I do my match reactions on my own channel, as you would too. So if I'm invited on the top 6 and I'm available, I'll come on. And most of the time, I'm there. I've been there from
when but you wasn't there when we were losing the game. That's my point.
What?
Nobody was there, probably. I had to put a tweet out saying I need an Arsenal fan after we lost to, I think it was Fulham. Where were all the Arsenal fans when we lost to Fulham? Because I was still here. I'm here every day, bro.
I was doing my own content on my own channel too.
Yeah, but when we win, you're on the terrace. When we're winning,
I'm there, win, lose, or draw when I'm asked and I'm available. The reality of the situation is, Lee, I'm not employed by the football terrace, so I don't have an obligation to be there on every single show.
I get that. I totally understand that. My point is, when Arsenal were winning, you said, "What's my problem with Arsenal fans?" Right? This is my problem with Arsenal fans. Yeah, because it's not just the manager; it's the fan base. The fan base is the single biggest problem with this football club and have been for a long, long time. Hence why Arsene Wenger outstayed his welcome. Yeah, and I was going in that era. People punching each other up in the stadium. Yeah, fighting Wenger in, Wenger out, beating each other up every week. That guy outstayed his welcome. Yeah, he should have gone after Hull City. He should have gone after the Chelsea 17 final. Yeah, and he stayed and stayed and stayed. And then eventually, everything we were saying, and I was on the protests after we came second to Leicester. I was protesting to get him out then when we finished second. Yeah, so I'm consistent with it. Yeah, I'm consistent with
last year. Because last year, a lot of people proved you wrong. Martin Odegaard, you said he would never score 15 goals. What did he do? He scored 15 goals.
I never said that.
Mikel Arteta. Come on. We've seen the videos. I could find the video. You clearly said on either the football terrace, you said Martin Odegaard will never score 15 goals in the Premier League. What did he do last season?
If I said that, then cool. Whatever. Okay. Well done. He ain't doing it this season, is
he? Then you also said that if we're going to just test each other on what we've said, you also said Mikel Arteta gets into a title challenge when we were early in the season. If this title challenge sticks up,
that wasn't a title challenge, Agal.
It was, and you even changed your tune.
Was it a title challenge against Leicester then?
Bro, you were even singing and dancing during stream, saying we're going to win the league.
Yeah, after the Man United game, I got fully deluded in thinking we were winning the league, and guess what? This manager and this football club let me down yet again. And let me tell you, when fans are sitting there saying that's the best season we've had at the Emirates, well, hold on, we finished second to Leicester, right? And when we were at Aaron Ramsey and he broke his leg and he was bagging, he was the best player in the league at the time. Yeah, we were in the title race that season. Guess what? We fell off then. A title race for me is going down to the wire. The last 5 games, we were not in a title race. We were top of the table and bottled it.
No, we
the same as we were top of the table, beat Leicester home and away, and then ended up losing it.
One second, you said so many things. Let me tell you what I disagree with. Yes, we bottled it at the end of the season, but to sit there and say we weren't in a title race and in the same breath say we bottled it at the end of the season is ridiculous. We were in the title race up until the final 3 games of the season. Not every single Premier League title race in history goes down to the final game. It's abnormal. It's only happened a couple times in the last couple of years with Liverpool and City. And before then, you can't name too many title races that have gone down to the final game. So Lee, if you're going to say that last year wasn't a title race, you're completely now moving the barometer.
I'm not moving the barometer at all. Not moving the barometer at all.
Do you not want this team to challenge?
Do you not watch my channel, Gal? Have you not heard what I've been saying for nearly 2 hours and a half?
You just want the team to win, but you don't respect the fact.
Forget challenge.
You don't respect the fact that in order to win, sometimes you have to take some scars. The reality of the situation is,
I've had 20 years, mate.
You're not going to just go.
My forehead was not this big 20 years ago.
What?
My forehead was not this big 20 years ago. I'm losing hair, bruv.
Mine wasn't either.
Yeah, 20 years ago, I was 21. Yeah, I'm now 41. Yeah, we ain't won a title since I was 21. Yeah, it's embarrassing. We smashed that stadium down to be the best team, whilst we were the best team when we got the funding for that. We were in a Champions League final the season before we moved to that stadium.
Smashed the stadium down lied to us.
No, I understand that, but what is jarring me, and you asked about the fans, yeah, right? What is jarring me is let me ask you this then, because if Mikel Arteta doesn't win anything this season, your words out of your mouth, yeah, well, Mikel Arteta and Edu are in charge of recruitment. That's what you said on that show, right? There's statues in the boardroom, your words, right? There's statues, don't really have much of a say.
The people in the back room don't really have too much decision.
Which is the directors. You said about Josh Kroenke, you then said the people in the back, the directors, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned later in that stream, right, or earlier in that stream, I didn't play that bit, but you mentioned about Richard Garlick. Richard Garlick's going to be our CEO next season. Vinay's there until the end of the season, and then Garlick's going to be our CEO. This is the same Richard Garlick, by the way, who sat there on All for Nothing, on that Amazon documentary, and agreed with Edu that we couldn't get a single dollar, pound, euro, whatever you want to call it, from Aubameyang because he was 32. We then give him to Barcelona, and 6 months later they get 12 million euro for him.
Guess what?
And this is going to be our CEO next season.
Guess what? We're better off for it. And are you basically
we're better off for not having no money in when we're profit and sustainability and struggling when we could have had 12 million?
Based on what you just said, let me ask you a question then. Is Matt Turner considered a flop then?
Matt Turner is a flop. And you can say about profit, which you did say, you're forgetting the wages we paid him, mate.
Okay, so now all of a sudden the barometer has moved.
No, the barometer. No.
You want some return.
You buy a player for a fee.
When it's Matt Turner, they're flops.
No, wait a second. You've asked me a question. Let me answer it. Okay. When you sign a player for £8 million or 5 million, whatever Turner cost, I don't know how much it cost. What, 5 million, 6 million? Yeah, he's then coming in on wages. So that fee and the wages combined is the total package of that player. When you sell that player, you're selling him for, on paper, the fee, yes, is a profit, but that doesn't take into account the wages we paid him for 2 years. And now if you add up all the wages we paid him for 2 years, it's not a profit anymore, is it? It's now a loss. It's now a loss.
How it works.
It is how it works because he's not working for nothing.
1 second. The way I'm looking at it is incoming fee and outgoing fee. If your outgoing fee is more than your incoming fee, forget about the wages for a second, because you're going to be paying them the wages no matter what. That's outside of what you've earned, what you've paid for the player. You made a profit on the player. If you make a profit on the player,
they made a profit on the fee.
Wages, if you were talking about making a profit on Aubameyang or making some sort of return on Aubameyang. Guess what?
We sold him. We got rid of him for free.
Sometimes when we get rid of these players, like we got rid of Ozil, Mustafi, Aubameyang, it was for the better. The team got better. The squad got better. Overall, we got rid of a lot of the problems in this team. And even though that team still doesn't have a striker of that caliber, guess what? This team is still better off. We don't have a 20-goal season striker, but we scored our record Premier League goals for Arsenal.
And won nothing.
Guess what? We might have not won nothing, but we've taken massive steps forward in where we want to be.
So we've gone back to where we was when I was protesting down the Hornsey Road to get Wenger out.
Statistically, this team is nowhere near any of those teams Arsene Wenger had.
Statistically, they won exactly the same. Nada.
Guess what? That can be true, but we're still in a better situation.
No, it is true. It's factual information. And I'll tell you what is factual information.
Be right.
5 years before Mikel Arteta came to this football club, we won 2 FA Cups, got to a League Cup final, lost to Aguero, I was there, right? We got to a Europa League semi-final, finished 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Right? Now look at the 5 years since he's been here, right? We've got to 1 Europa League semi-final, we've got to a League Cup semi-final, we've won an FA Cup, and we finished 8th, 5th and 2nd. And if you go to the actual cups itself, the domestic cup, I put a tweet out about this ages ago. Statistically, he is worse in the domestic cups than we were 5 years before he joined in the 5 years that he's been here. And not only that, if you go to the Europa League, if you actually go to the Europa League, where one of them, it wasn't the semi-final, it was the year we got knocked out to Olympiacos. Who qualified us out the group? Oh, Unai Emery. We'd already qualified. So forget the Frankfurt result, we'd already qualified. And there was people in the clock end where the Ashburton Army now stand, jumping up and down, cheering Frankfurt's goal. Yeah, not only that, when you look at that FA Cup that he won, we were already in the quarterfinal. Yeah, and he got lucky in that quarterfinal. Listen, I'm happy we won the cup, but we got lucky in that quarterfinal because Sheffield United had 2 goals ruled out for offside by VAR. Yeah, if there was no VAR, Sheffield United knocked out the cup.
1 second, was it not the right decision though?
Yeah, it was the right decision. My point is this.
You can't use it as a disclaimer though.
No, but my point is this. Unai Emery had got us to the quarters. Fair play, he got us over the line and he won it. I'm not knocking that. But what I'm saying is this manager has got a body of work that is nearly 5 years old. And he is statistically, trophy-wise, knockout stages, league positions, worse than the 5 years, the last 4 of Wenger and the 1 of Unai Emery, than what we are now. We were factually better before them 5 years than we are now. The only difference is people are more emotional about it now because, we're challenging with the best team in the world. Well, we were challenging with Alex Ferguson with more money, a better manager than Pep. Yeah, that's factually correct as well. He's won 12 trophies more than Pep. Right? Mm-hmm. Facts. I did this yesterday on a stream. Yeah, on my other watch along. He's factually better. He had a better team and he had more money. How did Arsene Wenger come in and inside 18 months do a double?
Let me tell you something. The standard of the league was a lot lower back then. In the general, based on the fact.
I'll tell you this as well. In 1999, 3 teams challenged for the title: Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man United.
My point is now with Manchester City and Liverpool having record points totals year in, year out, Man City just doing a treble, doing a three-peat for the first time since Manchester United back in the day, and also
when Wenger won trophies against him.
The points tallies being record high points tallies. For example, Arsenal's points tally last season was more than majority of our points tallies in the Premier League era, where we've actually won league titles.
Okay, it's all relative. The points tallies were lower, but the competitive nature was still the same, and the points tally between teams was still the same. All the difference is the levels have gone up in terms of how many points are amassed now. Chelsea finished. Arsenal, when we won the double in '98, the following season, Man United done a treble. Right, they've done a treble. That treble season, we finished 2 points behind them. And Chelsea finished 1 point behind us.
Let me stay on that topic before we move on, please. Because unfortunately, I have a video in like 8 minutes. So I just want to say one thing before we go. When it comes to Mikel Arteta, you constantly speak about what success we've had before then, but you don't speak about the mess that we were in when he joined. We had Ivan Gazidis leave, we had Raul Sinelli leave, we had a Sven Mislintat come in, we sacked all our scouts. We had a situation where Edu just walked in through the door, Mikel Arteta walked in through the door with the dressing room that just lost their faith in the manager in Unai Emery, a fan base that lost faith in the team and didn't even show up to games. He instilled faith back in the squad. He fixed the culture. He made good signings, and if you want me to name some of those signings, I can name them off the top. I can name them right here.
You're listing everything other than winning.
What?
You're listing everything other than winning. And so when you said he was left a mess, he inherited the mess.
You're never going to win unless you do the bedrocks.
On that basis alone, let me put this in the bin real quick. Yeah, how comes he won the FA Cup then? As soon as he walked through the door, and left a mess.
Because when he walked in, what he did was he sacrificed his style of play for instant success with what he had.
But we didn't know his style of play back then.
1 second. Back then, what he did was he tried his best to get the best out of what he had to his disposal. He didn't.
So you can win with somebody else's squad, then, is what you're saying?
No. What he did was. What he did was what most managers do when they come into a club in mid-season: try to get the best out of what you have to your disposal. The second season, where we finished 8th, was where he actually started to implement his style, where he started to get players.
And he's won nothing since.
Where the next season is where we found out that certain players could not fit the style that he actually wanted to play. When he first walked into the door,
on that basis alone,
extremely pragmatic.
Go on, finish your point.
When he first walked into the door, we were extremely pragmatic. We didn't play the style of football that he actually wanted to play.
Okay, so you're saying he inherited a mess. That mess finished 1 point off 4th and 2 points off 3rd, right? It then took him Wait. He then inherited a toxic negative squad, which he then crossed the line with and won a cup. So there's proof straight away that a new manager coming in, yeah, when a manager nearly got us top four, nearly won us Europa League in his one and only season, by the way, nearly won us Europa League, got embarrassed in the final, yeah, nearly got top four. He sacrificed that top four to win the Europa League and then didn't win it. Fair enough, sacked. Yeah, the following season.
You know why though?
No, wait. Right, but you're saying that manager came in with a toxic negative squad, inherited all the dramas, all the culture was in the bin, the fan base were on its knees, they're all crying and moaning it weren't good enough, and then crossed the line with a squad that weren't his. So what makes you think, that the next manager, if he walks out today, the next manager won't be able to do what he did?
Whoever the next manager
with now the culture and all the structure and everything changing.
Whoever the next manager is, if whoever comes into this club will be thanking Mikel Arteta for the bedrock that they've built with the young squad, with the culture, with everything that's been fixed. Because when Mikel Arteta took over the team, he had an aging squad. He had a squad full of signings that were win now just to try to get us quick fixes and no actual direction. We were constantly making terrible signings. Henrik Mkhitaryan, we were making freaking getting Squadron Mustafi, getting all these guys just to try to stay afloat. But we were never actually building towards any level of success. This team is more calculated, more measured, and majority of the signings have been signings where we've been trying to build or have some potential. Not all of them have been hits, but the reality is more than a majority of Mikel Arteta's signings have actually been positive. And even if he was to leave today, he would have left the club in a better state going forward.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions real quick, right?
Yeah.
Because I always find this funny, because every manager. People say, but who's a realistic option? Everyone's realistic. We're Arsenal Football Club, other than Pep, and Klopp.
I don't think anybody's better than Mikel Arteta that we can get right now.
So you don't think Inzaghi is better than, no?
I don't think Inzaghi coming to Arsenal, it would be a risk. I think Mikel Arteta.
Well, no, hold up. That's not what I asked. Yeah, you don't think he's better right now?
One second. I'm not counting people who are in jobs. One. Number two.
No. But Graham Potter was in a job and left.
Two, anybody who doesn't have.
was in a job and left. Yeah, managers in jobs and leave. Mikel Arteta was in a job and left.
Mikel Arteta was an assistant.
Mikel Arteta was in a job. He was employed.
Okay, fair enough. But what I will say is, I personally believe in the manager, and I believe Mikel Arteta is a good manager, a really good manager. And I don't think you see what he's been able to build because you only want him to get over the line. You don't see everything else, all the other positives. You don't see the fact that he's been able to galvanize this team, the fan base, the friggin' being able to.
It's everything other than winning. What's the aim of the game?
This man was in 8th 2 years in a row and still had
he put us there.
And guess what? He still had the belief of the board, the fans, and the players. So you're sitting here telling me
that comes back to what you asked me at the very beginning when you jumped on. Why do you blame the fans? And is it a problem with the fans and the manager, or is it just the manager or just the fans? That right there has answered the question you asked.
The manager got us back to this state, and you're consistently.
He took us down so far that this is deemed successful. He took us back to where we was with Wenger when Leicester won the league.
Squad. He didn't sign Squadron Mustafi. He didn't sign David Luiz.
No, but however, he did win the FA Cup with them. So it's proof again
because he's a
that
good
you
manager.
Can get over the line without your own players.
Guess what? He was able to do something that Unai Emery wasn't able to do. And you continuously big up Unai Emery every single time I see your streams.
Yeah, because Unai Emery's got a CV and a body of work.
But guess what? Unai Emery's CV.
Hold on. Who would you say are our best 3 players?
Our best 3 players right now? It's crazy because based on it's
a simple question. Who's our best 3 players, Agal? Come on.
Based on this season, it would be William Saliba, Declan Rice.
Okay, signed by Unai Emery. Yep.
Declan Rice, William Saliba, and then the third one, I would say Gabriel Magalhaes. The three guys.
You wouldn't say Bukayo Saka, no?
I would say Bukayo Saka is a distant 4th or 5th. Reason being because I feel like the 2 defenders have held this together, and Declan Rice in front of them has been a key cog to this team. Those are my 3 players right now.
So when you put 9 Arsenal players into a combined 11,
listen,
who were the front 3? Remind me of the front 3.
I had Gabriel Jesus in there because Vinny was injured at the time. Vinicius was injured. But yeah, man, you know what? This combined 11 thing is going to haunt me for the next couple of years. The reality situation
is the thing. You're way too emotional, bro. Yeah, you're way too emotional. You said at the start of the season.
You are too on a different scale.
No, but I'm consistent with my views. I know this manager ain't good enough. And
I'm
you said on that
consistent too,
show,
but we're just on polar opposites.
yeah, but you said on that show that I've been sharing today, you said on that show, yeah, you lot will kick off at the end of the season, yeah, after saying that we ain't gonna win it anyway. Yeah, do you know why? Because we don't want the manager, because we know he can't cross the line. So we're consistent. If he crosses the line, I will sit and put my hands up and say, well done, I've got it wrong.
Lee,
Yeah?
this is why I
But
disagree.
until then, it's all hearsay.
This is why I disagree with you, because you constantly criticize the squad. You say we need a striker. You say we're missing pieces, but then you get onto the manager for not delivering with the team that he currently has. I think the manager is the piece that's keeping this team to punching above our weight.
The reason I kick off on the manager and say he ain't got the pieces is because he's proved that he's got over the line with a squad that you and all this fan base, majority, say was toxic and negative, and he inherited a mess. He got over the line 6 months later.
He changed
that. Now he's got rid of all of them. Yeah, our best three players, by the way, our best three players based on this season, but under his tenure, our best three players have been Bukayo Saka, yeah.
Oh, I was saying this season, not
and Gabriel Martinelli. But this season, I agree, Declan Rice has been our best player. He brought him, but our best three players were all signed under the previous manager.
What about Gabriel Magalhaes?
Yeah, he's been our best defender since last season.
He's better than Koscielny now, in my books.
Well, Koscielny was overrated by you, like anyway.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, that guy lost us the Europa League.
Lee, unfortunately, I have to go. I literally got a video right now, but I'll tell you this: when it comes to Mikel Arteta signings, I always see you here and hear you criticize all the signings, but there are a lot of good signings that he's made. We've just
but that's the thing. People don't. People, very quickly, I know you got to go. Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on. People only see the bad things I say. They don't see that I gave him 10 out of 10 as the manager at the weekend for what he did at the weekend. They don't clip that and put that out. They don't sit there. Yeah, when I'm sitting there saying, yo, do you know what? I actually like the fact he actually cares.
Can I flip it on you? You never see me criticize the team. You only see me big up the players.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I don't sit and watch you don't get clipped up as much as me. And that's not being a big head. Yeah, but every time I see people send me stuff, it's me going viral or trending from saying something against the manager. I sit there and people that are in this chat, and there's 2.2K in here, that watch me on a regular basis every single day, know that I praise when it's due. I praised at the weekend. I was buzzing at the weekend. I gave him 10 out of 10 as manager. I've given him a 10 out of 10 multiple times this season, by the way.
Lee? Fans, we have no right to tell fans how to support their club. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong to have your views. I'm just going to tell you my theories and my thoughts. And you...
Okay, let me ask you one more question before you go. Let me ask you one more question before you go. Because at the start of the season, you said he has to win something or it's time to...
You know what changed?
6-0 at the weekend changed. That's what changed.
You know what changed? I still
it was the last result.
1 second. I still believe this team can do something this season, but in the case that they don't, the reason why I still keep the manager is because I'm seeing a lot of change happening around us. And I still think the window of opportunity for us to win with this manager is still very there. I don't think the manager has gone as far as he can go with this team. I still think there's a level of improvement that Mikel Arteta can take us. And if we do sign that striker, I believe we're that one player away from being that finished team.
Okay, so let me ask you one more thing and I'll let you go. And make sure you follow Egal TV, yeah? EGTV, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Egal Talks Football now. I changed it.
Egal Talks Football. Okay. That's easy to say. Egal talks nonsense. Yeah, same as Rory talks bollocks.
Nah, let Rory go, man. He's a good guy.
No, that guy clips me up all the time and chats crap. He blocks me, unblocks me. The guy's a wrong'un, bro. Yeah, but his cooking's coming soon anyway, right? But let me ask you one more thing, yeah?
Yeah. Yo, by the way, next time if you're gonna cook me, at least tag me.
if he gets his striker, yeah, and doesn't win anything, then what? And what striker is it that
you know what?
Let me rephrase that real quick.
Let me answer it.
What level of striker is the bare minimum for him to then actually have to achieve for you? Is it a Watkins? Is it a Vlahovic? Is it a Tony?
Ivan Toney. He's my guy.
So if he doesn't get an Ivan Toney and he gets somebody less than that, then you're going to give him another excuse.
No. Simply put, if Mikel Arteta does not deliver next season with the attack that he sorts out, I'm not gonna be sitting here anymore saying he's the guy that can sort it out and do everything. I'm gonna be very critical because in his time at Arsenal, he's only signed 4 attackers: Willian, Marquinhos, Trossard, and Jesus. And you want to know something? Only 2 of those are even good. So it's like he needs to do better at making attacking signings. But for now, bro, I appreciate you having me on.
Big up for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you follow Egal Talks Football. And big up for coming on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm drained, guys. I can't lie. I am drained. Nearly 2 hours. Big up to everyone who's been putting super chats in as well. Appreciate it.